Hey guys, it's us, the old Stogies. We're back again. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm Randy.
And I'm Shane.
Yes, well done. Just read the cards, man.
Yeah.
Just
I was moving in my chair.
nobody really needs to know that, I think.
No, I'm at that age now. I can't just move normally in a chair. I have to make a noise when I do it.
Oh, gotcha. It's kind of obligatory. I got you. Yeah. So, if this is your first time to join us, we have Old Stogie Company. We're a mobile cigar lounge in South Texas. And this is our podcast where we talk about cigars, cigar tips, mobile cigar lounges, and just whatever the hell we want to.
Anything, everything.
Pretty much.
Nothing.
Yes, and nothing. Yes. Funny, sad, irreverent, it's all right here. Ben, what are you smoking?
I actually am smoking. What am I smoking? I'm smoking a kudzu.
Ah, nice. That's
Southern
one of your
Draw
favorites,
kudzu.
right?
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah. I chose the Firethorn today.
So we're going to be here a while.
We're going to be here a while. In case you guys don't know, the Firethorn, we carry them in the lounge in Gordo size. So for me, it's about an hour and a half to 2 hour cigar. Now, you like them on the golf course, though.
Yes, they're my go-to on the golf course just because you can generally light that thing up on the tee box on hole number 2, and you really don't even have to put it out until the parking lot. I mean, it lasts that long. It's a great cigar.
It's a great smoke. Let me tell you, good smoke. Southern Draw, one of the main brands we carry here, and we're one of the few south of I-10 to actually carry that brand. Beautiful cigar.
We love them.
Yes, we do. So, what's in that glass over there? What you drinking today?
Ice.
Oh, good. Yeah, and around the ice?
Bourbon.
Of course. Why not?
Oh, of course.
That was a loaded question. That was a softball. I'm drinking the same thing.
Yeah, these mics probably smell when it's only our second show.
Yeah. That's okay. We have replaceable windscreens, so it's all good.
Cool.
Yeah. So, what's up for today's show, Shane?
I don't know. I thought we'd maybe just do a little, background information? Maybe talk about the lounge.
Yeah, let's do that, because probably 90% of the people that come in here have never seen a cigar lounge before.
Right, yes.
Yeah, and not just a cigar lounge, but a mobile cigar lounge.
Yeah, we take her everywhere.
We do.
She's very pretty.
She is. She's a pretty girl.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry.
So what is what do we want to talk about?
Whoa. Well, Elmer,
I deserve that.
yeah, pretty much. I think so. Yeah. So let's talk about, inside of our cigar lounge. Go to our website, please, oldstogiecompany.com. You can see some photos of the inside of the lounge. But what I want to talk about today is what runs from the center of the windows up to the center of the roof, and that is pressed tin.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you see a lot of these in old buildings. They used
Up on
them
the ceiling.
Up on the ceiling, yeah. And, of course, that back then was very thick gauge, and some of that was hand-worked. This is actually pressed in a big machine press. And when we were doing this, we actually thought about using plastic because we thought, hey, this will be easier to work with. And
then we saw the cost of the plastic.
We saw the cost of the plastic and said, no, hell no, let's get the real shit for that, yeah.
So, yeah, the tin on the inside is very reminiscent of the aluminum on the outside.
Yeah, it is.
So we brought that whole idea into the lounge as well.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of the outside.
See, that's what's unique about our lounge. Not only is it a mobile cigar lounge, but we do have some, a tip of the hat to the camper of that age, the 1973 camper. I mean, we like to use the little lanterns for lights in here that you would use camping.
Yeah, sort of a tip of the hat to camping. Yeah, the lanterns, yeah.
So, anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh, that's all right. I got a relight. You go right ahead.
Well, let's see.
You quit smoking these things and they just go out.
I'm not a quitter.
So yeah, we've got the tin up there, and then running right down the middle of the lounge, next to the air conditioners and the exhaust fans. We have 2 exhaust fans in here, and when we put these things in, I sized these fans so that on high speed, with both of them wide open, they would turn over the entire volume of air in the lounge every 2 minutes. And I wanted it to do that because I did not want the door to open and this place looked like a Cheech and Chong movie.
That's our next lounge.
Yeah, that's the next one. But yeah, we wanted you to be able to sit and talk with someone without having to squint and wave your arms.
You know, we do get asked that question in the lounge quite often. They'll come up to us and go, hey, what are you guys going to do when they legalize marijuana?
Yeah, we do get asked that.
So I like my answer. I always just tell them, no, we're going to build a second lounge. We are. We already get a tagline for it. It's called Roll Up and Roll Out.
Yep.
And we're like orange and lime green, nothing but bean bags.
Yep.
And the pot will be free.
Yep.
Now, the vending machine up at the front of the lounge is going to have $45 Pop-Tarts in it.
Yeah.
But that's how we're going to make our money.
That's how we're going to make the money right there.
So,
yep, you bet.
Be looking for that one going down the road.
But anyway, the dark wood that you see running down the middle actually came from my dad's lake house. It's stained cedar and just really looks nice up there. We put a couple lights up in there, recessed lighting that really looks cool. But this pressed tin runs up in there, and we thought, how hard can this be? Because we could just put it up there and push it and shape it right to the curve of the inside of the shell. Old Airstreams, in case you didn't know, have aluminum outsides, but they also have aluminum skins on the insides. And so as a result, a lot of the inside was assembled with rivets and not necessarily screws. The other thing about screws in these old Airstreams is as you pull them down the road, the trailer flexed. And so the screw is going to work its way out, whereas the rivet will not. Anyhow, I derail myself. But so we start at the top, and we grab the tin, and we hold it up there, and one of us holding, and the other one's putting screws in, and because we're going to come back and put rivets in later. And
yeah, we just use the screws, kind of like one or two, to hold it in place so we could drill holes and put the rivets in.
Yeah. So needless to say, our shoulders look like Popeye's forearms after about a week of that.
And we're both short.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's 4'10", I'm 4'6".
Yeah.
And so.
Fully stretched out.
That didn't sound real good. But got the tin up there and very, very pleased, very happy. It came in 2 foot by 4 foot sections.
You know what's funny? Is you keep pointing at stuff while you're talking, and I'm like looking at it. Like I haven't spent the past 8 months in this
staring
lounge.
at the inside of this.
Yeah. So you're like pointing at things, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's right.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah. Well, they can see me gesture, right, guys? Everybody, raise your hand if you can see me gesture. Not that gesture. Anyhow, so the tin is just really, really cool. We like it. Now, embedded into a couple places in the tin, we also put some recessed LED lightings. And the beautiful thing about these, if you look at the photos on our website, oldstogiecompany.com. Did I say that? oldstogiecompany.com. Or go to our Facebook page, Old Stogie Company, and you can see photos of the lounge. But these wall-mounted lights have the coolest sconces over them. Talk about those, Shane.
Those were an afterthought. That's what those were. I remember we had those lights in there, and they were just way too bright.
You could land airplanes in here.
Yeah, it was just way too bright. So I just had this last-second idea. If you go to Lowe's, you can buy these little sheets of, what do they call it? It's
like a perforated tin.
Yeah. So it's already got a pattern cut out in it and everything like that.
Yeah.
And they come powder-coated in black or a couple of different colors. So we got the black ones. So I just cut them into strips about 6 inches tall, probably 9-10 inches long.
Probably closer to a foot.
Yeah. And basically I just kind of molded it like you would an old ball cap, the bill on an old ball cap.
Yeah.
And then just screwed it right in there, and man, we get a lot of good feedback on those sconces.
We get a lot of compliments from the sconces.
Yeah.
They want to know where we got them, and we're considering starting a Etsy store just making these stupid sconces. So
we're not.
Well, Shane is.
Yeah.
You make the sconces, I'll set up the store. How's that?
I don't do Etsy.
I don't either. We'll find somebody. We'll find a teenager to help us. That'll be good.
I don't even think teenagers do Etsy.
Really? Oh, they're still doing MySpace.
Yeah. Middle-aged women.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
I think you're probably right. So that was just a little story about the lounge. Seriously, go on. We'd love for you guys to look at it and check it out. We're pretty proud of it. We spent about 3 months remodeling this, and there's just tons to see. And you know how it is with one of your creations. Shane and I are both artists, so we're just never really through with the creation. We're always working on it. We're always tweaking it because it can be just a little bit better and just a little bit, and you guys, you know how that is. You know how that is. So she's a work in progress, but she is a pretty girl. She's a pretty girl.
Now, we tell you all this because we want you to understand that we're recording the show from the lounge.
From the lounge, right?
We want a
here
little
in the-
authenticity.
Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
authenticity.
Been practicing. But
Well
so
done.
we just wanted to describe it. So for some of you that, there's no possible way that you're going to make it to South Texas to come hang out in the lounge, you can kind of get an idea what we're doing, where we're doing the show from.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
and in the future, I mean, we tell you all about this lounge. So when we tell you the stories of some of the interesting characters that we've met in here, some of the really cool people, some of the slightly weird.
Some real cool people and then some real people.
Yeah.
And
You'll kind of, I'm that way. I like to visualize where the story's taking place.
Right. Instead of just, it was a dark and stormy night.
Right.
Yeah.
I had a few of those.
Yeah, no kidding. Speaking of, when are you going to have me some more song lyrics to read? 'Cause
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
Next show.
We're going to
Next
do that.
show.
Episode 3, we're going to read some song lyrics. Yeah. So if you enjoyed that and if you want to hear more, let us know. Yeah. If you didn't enjoy it and you don't want to hear more, just don't do anything.
Let us know. Because we'll probably continue to do it.
Yeah. If you don't want to hear any more, we'll do them twice a show.
Right? And we'll take suggestions.
Oh, yes. Yeah, send the suggestions to Shane because I don't want to know what the song is before I read it.
You wouldn't.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
It's not your era.
Unless it's Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or something like that, I'm probably not going to know the song.
Show tunes and Little Jimmy Dickens.
That's what
about it.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So you mentioned some interesting characters that we've had here in the lounge, and if you work in retail, if you've ever worked in retail, if you know someone that works in retail, or if you've ever been outside of your house, you know that there's interesting people out there. But we have some really interesting people come in the lounge.
Very. Do we want to tell them about our claim to fame, our biggest guest?
Let's talk about a couple, but go ahead, tell them about our claim to fame, our biggest guest.
All right. So how this works out, my wife was, she books all of our events for us. And she happened to stumble across this event in a town that's about, 30, 45 minutes away from us?
Something like that, yeah. Small town.
So I'm sure everybody out there is familiar with Billy Bob Thornton.
Heard the name.
Yeah. He, all kinds of movie fame, TV show fame, Angelina Jolie fame. But he has a band. It's Billy Bob Thornton and the Boxmasters.
Who'd have known?
I didn't.
Yeah.
So she's like, hey, he's going to be at this restaurant, music venue restaurant.
Hey, doesn't Kevin Bacon have a band?
Yes, and Johnny Depp and...
Okay, but I'm thinking 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Oh, okay.
So that's how we get from Billy Bob to Kevin Bacon.
I don't know why we'd want to.
I don't know either, but I'm hungry, so
Okay.
yeah.
But so she's like, what do you think? I'm like, book it. Book it. She's like, okay, you think it'll be a good event? I go, I don't care. I just want to try and get Billy Bob in the lounge. I think it would be great. Get some photos.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right. And so we run the idea past you, Randy, and your immediate thought was, no, we're not going to do good there. It's a restaurant. We're going to be sitting outside. Everybody's inside.
Yeah.
We're not going to sell any cigars.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but we might get Billy Bob Thornton in the lounge. And you're like, nope, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
No.
I on my resume, I am a professional naysayer.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to live up to the name. That's right behind the professional overthinker. So I overthink things and then I naysay and anyway, go ahead.
I'm trying to keep my amateur status.
In case you want to
In
go
the
in the
Olympics.
Olympics. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
But
Is that an Olympic thing?
it could be.
It should be.
So 3 months out, well, we went ahead and booked it anyway. Regardless of
Despite my chagrin.
of Randy's objections. So for the fun of it, and you'll find this out about me, for the next 3 months, there wasn't a day that, well, there were days when we weren't together, but any day that Randy and I were together working on the lounge or doing an event or something like that, I would talk ad nauseum about Billy Bob Thornton.
Ad nauseum, indeed.
How great it's going to be to have him in the lounge. Yeah. And, you know, and Randy's like, he's not coming in the lounge. I'm like, oh, yeah, he is. Yeah. And, in fact, the 2 weeks before the event, I stopped calling him Billy Bob Thornton.
Yes, you did.
I referred to him as William Robert Thornton.
Yeah.
And told you how we were going to be best friends and we're going to pull our lounge out to his mansion in Hollywood.
You did. You told me all that shit. Let me remind you folks that our show is rated PG-13, which means we are allowed 2 F-bombs in the episode. And so by this time, after 3 months, I'm fucking sick of it. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
So here we are driving to...
That's mine. You have one now. Yeah.
I only have one fuck to give.
And we're done.
Thanks. But we're driving to the event. We're about 20 minutes out from the event. And keep in mind, I'm doing the driving because we talked about that last show. Randy, not a lot of experience pulling a camper.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. So I'm driving. And about 20 minutes out, I told him, I said, hey, you know, I just been jacking with you. Because the whole way there, I've been talking about Billy Bob this, Billy Bob that. Just,
yes.
It was fun. I was needling him. But about 20 minutes out, and I'm like, all right, listen, I've just been messing with you. I said, it could be a good event. It might not be a good event. Who knows? I said, but we're going to give it a shot. I said, as for him coming in the lounge, I said, I give it like a 60-40, 70-30% chance that he doesn't come in the lounge. And Randy was more of a 98%, 2% that he wasn't coming in the lounge.
We were not even going to see him.
Right. So we pull up in front of the event, and of course Randy gets out, and he's kind of guiding, you know, from the outside, telling me where to park the lounge.
Helping him back in and everything. Listen, you guys have got to stick around for the rest of the story because this is a great story. But we've got empty glasses, and we both need another cigar. So just hang loose, hang with that story right there. We'll be right back.
But the best part.
We'll be right back.
Shut up and sit down.
All right, we are back. We've got fresh Stogies burning. We got a fresh drink here.
Sorry, we had some testicle difficulties there.
Ow! So we are back. We were talking about Billy Bob and seeing him in a little town about 30, 40 minutes from here, and how
I forgot where we were on this
You were
story.
Convinced he was going to come in the lounge, and Jill was convinced as well, and I was like, there is no frickin' way
I had
he's
you
coming
believing that I was convinced. I was not convinced.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
So this was
Like
this
20
was a
minutes.
sham. This was
Yeah.
you scammed me here. Okay, I got you.
No, I do a lot of stuff for my own pure entertainment. I like to mess with people in public.
Gotcha.
Friends, family, strangers. It doesn't matter. I like
see.
to do little things, say stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I actually, here's one. I have a T-shirt with my face on it. And every now and then I walk around with that shirt. And people come up to me and they go, is that you on your shirt? I'm like, no, it's my twin brother. And they go, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, yeah, he died at birth. And then I just walk away. And sometimes I turn around to see if they're like, what?
What? What did he say? That's my twin brother. He's 6 months older.
Yeah. But so I was completely messing with you about the whole Billy Bob. Because, I mean, honestly, I was.
So you didn't believe it either?
I told you that when we were pulling up. I said, I give it like a 70-30% chance.
Yeah, but you were like way higher than me.
Yeah, you were 98
I was
too.
98 too. So
Yeah.
so anyway, we're pulling up the lounge at this venue, and I'm out there and I'm directing Shane in, and he's back in the lounge in, and what do you hear me say?
Well, I hear some guy come walking around the corner, and he goes, no fucking way, a cigar lounge.
Yeah.
And I look over, and, you know, I'm in the truck with the windows down, and I heard that guy say something, and I hear Randy talking. I don't know exactly what he's saying. And then that guy says something, you know, it's just jumbled words at that point, mumbling. I can't really hear over the sound of the motor. Yeah. And then I hear Randy go, well, when you come back, we get some cigars for you.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. And here he comes, Randy, running up to the side of the truck, just doing this little tiptoe dance and everything. He goes, that was a lead guitarist for Billy Bob's band. And I looked at him, I go, you peed a little, didn't you? He goes, I may have.
I may have, yeah.
So anyway, I was just, we joked around about it, and we went ahead and set the lounge up and everything like that.
Yeah.
And wasn't even open yet. We weren't supposed to open until like 7. About 6:15 roughly.
About 6:15. Yeah.
There's a knock at the door, and it's the lead guitarist and the tour manager, Brad Davis. By the way, if you guys don't know Billy Bob Thornton and the Boxmaster, their lead guitarist, Brad Davis, called the Shredder. That's his nickname. This guy is awesome.
This guy is great. Brad, if you're listening, man, we really enjoyed meeting you.
Yeah, he's one of my new favorite people.
Yeah.
But so they're sitting in the lounge with us, and of course, we snuck them a couple of bourbons. We're all sitting here in the back in the 4 lounge chairs.
Snuck? Is that really a word? Snuck?
I don't know.
Well, you said we snuck them a couple bourbons.
We didn't sneak them.
Well, agreed. Continue.
Okay. We didn't snack them, snuck them.
Snuck them?
I think we snuck them one.
How do you spell that?
Huh?
How do you spell that?
SNUCK. Snuck.
Okay.
What is it? Sneak?
I don't know. One of you English majors out there, give us the proper conjugation of the
my
verb
wife will tell me
to
when she
sneak.
listens to it. She'll tell me.
Probably so.
That's not a word.
That's not. It's got to be a word. I used it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're having a great time. About 15, 20 minutes, with these two guys, and they're awesome. They're telling us about their travels and everything.
Yeah.
And there's a knock at the door.
Yeah.
So Randy walks over, answers it, and kid you not, standing there, cigarette hanging out the corner of his mouth, was Billy Bob Thornton.
Yep. He was
Now,
right there.
to back up a little bit, we did find out from Brad Davis.
Yep.
We're like, hey, you think Billy Bob might come in? He's like, oh, heck, I don't know.
Yeah.
He goes, he's not really a bourbon and cigar guy. He's a Bud Light and cigarettes. I'm like, seems right.
Yeah. And Tito's. He likes Tito's.
Yeah, Tito's.
Tito's.
Yeah, those L.A. guys say it funny.
No.
But he likes Tito's. I'm like, what's that? Tito's? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, there he is at the door. And so Randy opens the door and lets him in. And I found this part out later. Randy said the moment I opened the door and I saw Billy Bob standing there, he goes, all I could think to myself was, don't fall out of the lounge. Don't fall out and land on Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, I figured I'd open the door and look at him and see him and just lose all strength in my arms, just fall right on the damn ground right there.
And what cracks me up is when he told me that story, he's like, that was my biggest fear, that I was going to fall on Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
I'm like, that wasn't my biggest fear. He goes, really? What was yours? I go, that you would pull out that really horrible sling blade imitation in front of Billy Bob.
Nah, I wasn't going to do that. Mm-mm.
Thankfully you didn't.
Yeah.
But no, I kid you not. Billy Bob came in, sat down in the lounge, so I'm going to do the math. There's 5 of us.
There is 5. Yeah.
5 of us. It's the guitar player, the tour manager, Randy and I, and Billy Bob Thornton sitting here in the lounge.
Yeah.
First thing out of Billy Bob's mouth, and it's in, I don't know why I say this, but it's in perfect Billy Bob form.
Yeah.
Perfect Billy Bob voice.
Yeah, it's in Billy Bob's voice,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
He goes, so y'all a bunch of those fucking cigar snobs, or can a guy smoke a cigarette in here? We're like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Just for you.
Yeah.
And just as a side note here, we normally do not allow cigarettes in the lounge.
And unless you live in L.A. and you just bought your house from Slash, the lead guitarist of Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Then you can have a cigarette. We'll let you.
If you meet that criteria, that will do it. We also do not allow vape in the lounge because all of that it taints the seasoning of the wood, and it ruins the smell. And I have a story about that later, but you go ahead.
So you have a taint story later? Is that what you're saying?
I do.
Wow.
Yeah.
So no, I mean that's pretty much it. He hung out. He told us all kinds of stories about Fatty Arbuckle. We joked around. He's a very gregarious, nice guy. He
really
did
is.
not big time anybody whatsoever.
He didn't.
And then he had to go get ready for the show.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you say gregarious?
Yeah. Did I use it right?
Yeah, that's a badass word, man.
Thank you.
Good job. Really proud of you.
Thank you.
That's like a $15 word.
I have it written on my hand.
I see. Word of the day, toilet paper?
No. That would be written on my ass.
Be harder to read.
Where my head spends most of its time, according to some people.
I see. I got you. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but I mean, he hung out with us. Then he had to go, get ready for the show. And
Yeah.
we went in and listened to him for a little bit. Decent band, good. I mean, we liked him.
Yeah. Musicians were incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Billy Bob was having fun with the crowd. Some guy yelled, "Freebird!" He told him, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
And so it was good. And then so after the show, we're hanging out, and sure enough, man, he came back in, and there was actually a couple of people that we didn't know, just regular customers, sitting here in the lounge, and they were fortunate enough, and their jaws dropped when he just walked in the lounge and sat down and started talking to us like we're all old friends.
He walked in and he gave that little Billy Bob smile, and we said, "Hey, guys."
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah.
So we sat down and talked a little bit more, and he was nice enough to take pictures. It's kind of funny about the pictures, though. There's a group picture where it's you and me and our wives and Billy Bob.
Yep.
And he's got a little smile on his face.
He looks pleasant.
Yeah.
He looks
then
pleasant.
There's a picture of just you and me with Billy Bob, and it's almost a scowl.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what he was going for there.
I didn't shower that day. I don't know about you. Maybe that was it. Yeah.
But then there's a picture of just him and the wives, and just the biggest grin on his face.
Yeah. Well, can you blame him?
Well, I didn't see where my wife's hand was. So.
Or where his hand was. Yeah.
Kitty.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It was a good evening, and he even took a picture of my wife with her new Jeep,
which was funny.
It was funny. Yeah.
And then she had to ask him.
She had to ask about the line in Bandits. I don't know if you guys haven't seen the movie Bandits. It's a really good movie. It's got Billy Bob and it's got Bruce Willis, I think, and it's really good. And he wakes up from a dream
in Oregon.
And in Oregon, yeah, he's in Oregon. He wakes up from a dream because of sounds of passion coming from the other room. Yeah, that's the one. And he wakes up from a dead sleep and sits up and says, "Beavers and ducks." And my wife asked him about that line. And
he gave us acting tips that night.
He did give us acting tips, and he told us where that line came from, and there was actually an ad-lib line, and just really, really cool guy. I mean, he stood out there and talked to us for, time in the lounge and time out there, probably an hour.
Oh, you mean
the second time?
Oh, the second time, yes. I mean, total for the whole night was probably a couple hours.
It was a couple hours he hung out with us. Yeah, he just didn't pop his head and didn't say, "Hi, I'm Billy Bob."
Yeah.
Well, his voice doesn't sound like that anyway, but
no.
It was really it was a cool thing. It was a fun thing.
So I've been sending him letters every week since.
Have you?
Yeah.
Really?
I did get a response.
Yeah. Was it cease and desist?
It was a TRO.
Okay. Well, at least you got a response.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just saying. But yeah, that's I guess one of the most notable people.
The most notable at this point.
Well, at this point, yeah, I kind of think you're right. Oh, sorry. There you go.
Need my lighter.
Yeah, sorry, Shane's cigar went out. There we go. That's
definitely
what happens.
the most notable.
Yeah. But we've had a couple others that really jog our memory a little bit. For example, the other night we were doing an event and we had cigars laying out because the place we were doing the event for had purchased a bunch of cigars, and we had custom bands on them. And we had a guy come in, and he grabs one and just rubs it all down his nose, and he's smelling it. And he's like, "What do you call this one?" And I said, "I call it yours." Yeah, because nobody wants to smoke that snot-filled wrapper. So that's yours, baby.
Yeah. No, we've had kind of some other notables. I remember there was one guy in here.
Memorable, maybe not notable.
Memorable. No, I mean, I guess he could be notable or memorable. Either way.
Yeah.
But
we ain't going to forget him.
So this guy, he's the only person I've ever seen stand in the dead center of our lounge and have to tilt his head because he was just too tall without a hat on.
Yeah.
I mean, and so I got to asking him, I'm like, dude, you're the first person to ever be this big on our lounge. And I come to find out that back in like 2008, and I could get the position wrong, I think he was the starting left tackle for the Houston Cougars.
Wow.
So, his playing days, he was like 6'7", 340 or something.
Wow.
Yeah, now he's not any shorter, obviously, but he's down to like 280. But, I mean, just a mountain of a man. Super nice. But that was kind of notable.
Yeah.
And it's kind of
we had to look up to him because you're 4'10" and I'm 4'6".
Yeah, standing on my shoulders, we'd still have to look up to him.
Yeah. But and then we had the guy come in on the event, and what was his name? I forgot his name. Richard.
No, not that guy. Not yet.
Not yet,
We're gonna
okay.
save that story.
We're gonna save that story.
That
All
story's.
right.
We gotta. You guys come back for the third episode. We'll tell you that one.
Yeah, we'll tell you the story about Richard. You can't miss that. That's great. Yeah.
Did meet the bass player for San Antonio Lights.
SA Lights. Yeah.
Really great. Come to find out, I'm from Iowa, and he married an Iowa girl, and her parents still live in the same town. He's been there,
Really?
Ottumwa, Iowa. That my grandparents, I'd go up there almost every weekend.
Say that again. What's the name of the town?
Ottumwa.
Ottumwa.
Yeah,
Is that
for
a
you-
real town? That sounds made up.
Well, no. If you remember MASH,
Yeah.
Radar
Yeah.
O'Reilly.
Yeah.
He was from Ottumwa, Iowa. In the show,
Still sounds made up.
it's not.
Uh,
It's like population, I don't know, like 8,000 or something.
but Radar O'Reilly
Mhm.
is from Ottumwa.
Ottumwa. Okay. It's an Indian name.
Doesn't sound less made up when you say it over and over.
You should hear some of the names down there, or up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have one, Keokuk.
Keokuk.
Actually made it on a TV show, and the
Yeah.
guy just brutally mispronounced it. He kept calling it Keokuk. I'm like, no. I grew up there, around there.
Really?
It's Keokuk.
Keokuk. That's a little more exotic than in Texas, where we have towns called Cut and Shoot,
Happy, Texas.
Happy, Texas, Mahia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you guys got Lazy, Paris.
Yeah.
Really? You
Yeah,
can
I
just come
know.
up with one.
Yeah, I know. We just open an atlas and drop your finger down, and that's what we're going to call it. Yeah.
So any of you out there that know Billy Bob, tell him we're talking about him.
Yeah.
And
Brad.
Brad, definitely
Yeah.
Brad.
Yeah.
I may reach out to Brad, see if we can't get him on the show. He actually bought one of our T-shirts, and he opened. Not only was he the lead guitarist for Billy Bob that night, but he also did the opening show because he is just an incredible guitarist. He's called the Shredder, and just like you could see the classical training, the way he was just the fingers moving up and down the guitar and everything like that.
That's really cool.
But he bought one of our shirts, so he did his whole first set, the opening act, in an old Stogie Company shirt.
See, that's great. By the way, we have those for sale on our website, right?
Wow, you just slipped that right in.
Yeah,
didn't
you said nice transition, right? Nice transition. Yeah, we have old Stogie Company T-shirts, and we have old Stogie caps. And, of course, you can buy Southern Draw cigars on our website as well, oldstogiecompany.com. And, yes, we will ship them to you depending on the tobacco laws in your state.
Right. I didn't have anything to offer.
It's okay. The agreement was all I was looking for.
Right.
That's absolutely fine. Yeah. We every once in a while have those people that come in and want to know what kind of cigars we have, and we turn around and open the humidor, and they're looking right over our shoulder and reaching their hand to reach into our humidor. Now, listen, if you own a cigar lounge, having someone else reach into your humidor is like having someone flip the burgers on your grill. You just don't do that. A man's grill is his castle, and our humidor, you just don't reach in it. Yeah, I see the smile on your face. Go ahead, say it.
No, I'm just, you're fine. Keep going.
No. So just ask and point, but don't ever reach into a man's humidor. It's like the 11th commandment, I'm pretty sure.
Could be.
Yeah. Go ahead. I know what you're going to say. Go ahead and say it. Get it out there.
I don't even know what I'm going to say.
I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the grill and the meat being on the grill, and you just go right ahead. All right, guys, so listen, we're about out of cigar and our glasses are empty again. We appreciate you guys tuning in and just listen to us bullshit on the podcast here. Running a cigar lounge, a mobile cigar lounge, is just really one of the most fun things that we've ever done. People say, what do you do for a living? And I say, well, I smoke cigars, drink whiskey, and I get paid for it. And so it's pretty good.
Might as
job.
well get paid for it. I mean, I've lost enough jobs because of it.
And everything's come full circle. Yeah, that's great. All of my life experiences have brought me to this point right here.
So actually, tune in to our third show, and we have a really great story for you about Richard.
Yeah. And as always, we got a couple great stories.
Now,
but
we
you
want
don't
people
wanna
to come into the
mislead your
lounge
story.
as much as possible.
Oh, yeah.
And we are not going to make fun of people that come in.
No.
But
absolutely
Richard
not.
is
He's an anomaly.
Yeah, you're going to hear that story. That's
Yeah, he is definitely an anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if your name's Richard, this story's not about you. It's the other guy.
Yeah. Well, this Richard, he wouldn't be listening to this show.
Yeah, probably not. So, hey, we enjoyed spending this time with you. And if you're in the neighborhood, please stop in. We'd like to cut and light a cigar for you and sit down and get to know you. But as always, with the old Stogies,
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
and we got 'em. See you next time.
Shut up and sit down.
Old Stogies Uncut, brought to you by Old Stogie Company and produced by 705 Designs.